Extreme with EFC Africa fashion wear and official training gear used by champions. Only available at Mr. Price Sport. If you're at the Grand Arena at Grand West, tune in to the selected FM frequency to hear live fight commentary at every EFC Africa event. Muscle Farm presents Donald NZIRAWA versus Regis MUYAMBO.
This bout is presented by Muscle Farm, the athlete's company. Yet another debut here at EFC Africa. This time round, Regis MUYAMBO makes his first appearance in the Extreme Fighting Championship. Just 19 years of age.
Also out of the Panther Fighting Academy, taken care of by Anthony Kettle. There are talks of Regis having a 30-1 amateur record. Very well-spoken guy, someone that's got a lot of potential, and everyone's got big hopes for this man in EFC Africa.
That's a lot of fights. As an amateur, considering he's just 19 years old, that's incredible stuff, but it just shows plenty experience coming with Regis MUYAMBO.
But you've got sparring partners the likes of Elena Lunga and Francois Kabulu. Those are guys that are on the top of their game, and they will push you and test you in every session.
Everlast, the ultimate combat equipment and fitness brand, available at leading retailers. Cape Town local is Regis MUYAMBO. Played water polo, rugby, did it all at school, all-round athlete.
And the one he chose to stick with was mixed martial arts. Really feels he can carve out a career for himself in the sport.
Loving the moment, isn't he?
He's a very confident young man, and he really feels that this is the best platform for him to actually show people what he can do.
Regis MUYAMBO.
Does not look fazed or worried by the big lights of EFC Africa. Saw him at the weigh-ins yesterday, walked in with his old school jacket and his tie on. Quite a character, but there's absolutely no joking matter when it comes to his athletic ability.
His opponent tonight is a veteran of EFC Africa. Made his debut back at EFC Africa 06 with a victory against Ashley Calvert. Donald NZIRAWA, Superman, returns to EFC Africa after some time on the sidelines.
Got a massive record and a ton of experience, 15 bouts in total, and a lot of them have actually gone to a decision. He's also got a couple of victories over big-name opponents. Wesley Hawkey, Denzel Wade, probably the two most notable out of the bunch. He's got that go-to Kimura that he sets up, that he's worked hard on, and he's a guy that's very durable. He can take a ton of punishment, and he also likes to dish it out.
Currently on a 3-fight loss streak, losing streak. So he's got some work to do today if he is to stay in the EFC. Essentially, it could be last chance saloon for Donald NZIRAWA.
Like I said, he's beaten a couple of tough guys, but it just doesn't seem like he's been able to fire the shot lately. But he knows this is another opportunity for him to come out here and show what he can do. And, you know, it's a tough challenge. Even though he's facing a debutant, it's actually a big challenge for both of these guys. You've got Regis as this big up-and-coming prospect, then you've got Donald NZIRAWA, who just has a ton of experience. He's beaten some big names. There's no doubt that he's ready for the battle.
12 years his senior, Donald NZIRAWA, back to fight in the EFC Africa again. BetExchange.com brings you the tale of the tape. 12 years older is NZIRAWA, 2-centimeter reach advantage, while he's considerably taller than his opponent, Regis MUYAMBO. BetExchange.com. Bet on any of tonight's bouts. Place your bets now. Let's join the Duke.
Ladies and gentlemen, This bout is 3 rounds in the EFC Africa lightweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner. This man is a mixed martial artist making his pro debut. He stands 1.71 meters tall and weighs in at 69 kilograms. He's fighting out of Parklands, Cape Town, introducing Regis MUYAMBO. And now introducing his opponent. He's fighting out of the blue corner. This man is a mixed martial artist with a professional fight record of 9 wins and 6 losses. He stands 1.78 meters tall and weighs in at 70 kilograms. He's fighting out of Arcadia, East London, Donald Superman NZIRAWA. And when the action begins, our referee in charge of the hexagon is Vickers Swart.
RDG, specialists in differential and gearbox repairs, brings you the EFC girls.
Donald, ready? Regis, ready? It's fight, guys.
Maxim Magazine brings you round number 1. Maxim, what guys want? NZIRAWA in the black, Regis in the grey.
Already see a very balanced stance from Regis. We've mentioned Donald NZIRAWA, incredibly tough and durable.
37 rounds he's fought in his career, NZIRAWA.
It's a ton of experience.
Most of those fights gone into the 2nd and 3rd round, Dirk.
See NZIRAWA early on, he's targeting that lead leg of Regis's. Overhand and then shoots for the takedown. Good sprawl by NZIRAWA.
Super. NZIRAWA knows
Donald's
needs a win
on top. Start working from here. Regis has still got that half guard position. He's going to try and get his full guard back now, which he does quite comfortably. NZIRAWA's posturing up. His corner screaming at him to go for the double. Want the double arm bar. Now he grabs the one arm. Oh, NZIRAWA slams him to the ground, and now he's got full mount as NZIRAWA.
Not a good place for Regis MUYAMBO here.
Big shots landed by Donald.
Huge.
Regis is covering up. He's going to have to do something. Right in front of Vickers Swart.
NZIRAWA having his way with Regis MUYAMBO.
Now Regis gives up his back.
Trying to escape out the back.
Should be able to pop out. He's going to try and buck him off of him. Now he gets hooks in, does Donald. He's got both the hooks in. Big trouble for Regis to be in with a lot of time remaining. Neither of the guys are slippery and sweaty at this point in time. This is the ideal opportunity for Donald to look to finish. Looks like he's got a body triangle locked in.
Vastly experienced NZIRAWA up against the debutant here at EFC Africa 25.
Still got both of those hooks. Regis has got a hold of that right arm of NZIRAWA's. He does not want that to go anywhere close to his neck area. Halfway through round 1, still a lot of time for NZIRAWA to work. It's the right approach by him. He needs to soften his opponent up with a couple of punches, possibly try and create that mistake, open that gap if he's looking for that submission.
Just over 2 minutes remain here in round 1.
Regis is still diligently trying. Now he's going to try and spin around and end up in the guard of Donald NZIRAWA. Donald tries desperately to reset. Like Donald has managed to keep that position. He's got the over under control. Still riding the back of Regis here as Donald NZIRAWA tries to flatten him out now.
NZIRAWA looks like he's a new fighter, Dirk.
I haven't seen him quite this aggressive in the past. And it's not often that he's been in a dominating position like he is now. He just wants to try and do is get that left leg of his over the foot of NZIRAWA. Battling to do so though. Still got a hold of that right arm.
MUYAMBO hasn't let go.
That's the right approach by Donald. He's going to have to land punches. Land punches, softening him up and then looking for that opening. And Vickers Swart will just let it play out here on the ground. Ridges are trying. And Vickers Swart will just let it play out here on the ground. Ridges are trying to escape out the bottom, and he does so.
Done well.
Shoots for the single. Looking for the takedown. NZIRAWA's got an underhook, though. He should be able to keep it standing here.
Less than a minute remains in round 1.
Regis still trying to drive through. NZIRAWA lets go of that underhook. Still got it in. 35 seconds remaining. The first of 3 rounds. First of 3 possible rounds.
Foot stomp comes up from MUYAMBO.
NZIRAWA not doing anything to move out of the way.
Those are painful, Dirk.
Those are the kind that can shatter the small bones in your foot.
Couple seconds remain here in the first round. This lightweight fight.
The takedown Regis as we get to the end of the round. Big round for Donald NZIRAWA, CS.
Massive round. He'll be very satisfied with that opening display.
Regis also did very well to hold on for the majority of the first round when Donald was on his back. So that should give him some confidence.
One Plan Health Insurance brings you the quarter cam. Visit oneplan.co.za today.
Don't stand in front of him. When he comes in, hit hard. Okay, hard punches.
Yeah, Rima Ralph in the corner of Donald NZIRAWA when he comes in, hit hard.
That round was very, very close. I think you took that round. You need to take the next 2 rounds. Do you understand me? Okay.
Anthony Kettle is not being very truthful to his fighter,
At the end of the round.
telling him that it was a close round and he won that round.
Okay, let's put some punishment on this boy. Okay. It's your turn.
I think the judges would have NZIRAWA ahead on their score sheets.
Absolutely, no doubt. It's not ideal. You get some coaches that they sort of try and just motivate their fighters and let them know that they won the round, but it does seem to be the better option to let the guy know, look, you're down 1, you need to get the next 2.
Well, we'll see if it works here in round 2 of this lightweight fight. EFC Africa 25. Maxim Magazine brings you round number 2. Maxim, what guys want? How does MUYAMBO respond to NZIRAWA?
Well, Regis knows he's got a fight on his hands here. Going to have to work very, very hard to get back into this fight. Get his hand raised. NZIRAWA counter strikes, lands a nice straight punch. And Regis now shoots for the takedown, shoots for that double immediately. NZIRAWA tried to swim in for that underhook. He couldn't. So Regis can possibly drag it to the floor. Does so successfully in the half guard of NZIRAWA.
Showing his strength here. Yeah, Anthony Kettle saying, let's work, Regis. It's time to work, considering he might be around down, Dirk.
Definitely a round down. Donald doing a good job of tying him up, though. He's got that left arm trapped. And he's in the half guard. Regis is looking to pass. If he can get to side control from this position, could really open things up for him. But as you said, Donald is doing a good job just sort of holding on, trying to get back to his feet. Now Regis is still in the half guard position, but he's moved a lot higher. He can definitely strike from here. NZIRAWA trying to isolate that left arm. Loves that Kimura.
Yeah,
very difficult to finish the Kimura from half guard, though.
That's something that MUYAMBO has to be aware of.
And he has finished some good guys with that as well. Guys with good ground games. Always something you need to watch out for.
At 2 minutes in round 2.
Regis also picking his shots. He's not just wasting them. NZIRAWA's trying to get back to his feet here. Just feels that he's going to try and get him back down to the ground again.
Slams him down, does
does so. What NZIRAWA's going to do as soon as he goes to that takedown is he has to swim in and get one underhook in. NZIRAWA's trying to get full guard back. He's got butterfly guard at the moment. Now he's got the full guard, and you can see immediately he targets that left wrist. Very, very sneaky with that Kimura submission.
Definitely
Donald.
an improved NZIRAWA, Dirk.
He does look like a completely different fighter from his last outing.
Maybe because he's fought so many big names, now he's coming up against a debutant. He's more relaxed, feels more comfortable.
Reg is picking his shots, and he's not creating that space and that distance between himself and Donald. And you hear the corner as well, he's looking for that Kimura. Crazy thing is, a lot of guys know that it's coming, but he still manages to pull it off. It's just that split second that you're leaving a limb out there for a little bit too long, a little lapse of concentration.
And the tighter you get, the chances of that sort of slip in concentration are greatly increased.
Reg is doing well though, he's picking his shots, landing them, and then he's closing the distance again. We haven't seen him try to really posture up and start unloading. He's quite happy to work from the full guard. He hasn't looked to pass.
Controlling things here in round 2. Regis MUYAMBO.
A couple of those shots to the body are finding the mark. He's putting some power behind them.
Definitely hear the thud of that one that hit the ribs of NZIRAWA.
Now working with the knees as well.
Finds the mark.
He is mixing it up very well with the shots to the head and to the body. Flying over the top with an elbow, swing and a miss. And again he tries to go for that Kimura.
Always thinking about it.
Doesn't look like Donald's got a hold of his wrist. If he can clasp his hands, he might.
Might
If
be.
he can pop that arm out and explode up.
Definitely thinking about it.
Reg is grabbing the inside of his pants, make sure Donald can't pop it out. If he just needs to explode out, he's got the full guard.
10 seconds remain.
10 seconds remaining. Donald now lets go of it. It's also right in front of Regis' own corner. Much better round for Regis. They should be tied going into the third.
All square. Must be said after that. So Regis MUYAMBO just looks to, the nerves look to have settled a bit.
Can be incredibly overwhelming coming into this organization, especially when there's a lot of expectation and people are expecting you to do well.
And move. Don't just stand
Fights, okay. Let's be a little bit more dominant. Okay, put a little bit more punishment on him. Okay.
Corner wants him to get busier and put more effort into his punches and his strikes and his attack. And in Donald's corner, Rima Ralph telling him that he has to move, he can't just stay in one spot. He got taken down in that second round quite easily.
He was looking for that Kimura, Dirk. Constantly looking for an opportunity, a sneaky submission. Should make for a fascinating final round here at EFC Africa 25.
Well, he did incredibly well in that first round when he was being more aggressive and more offensive, as opposed to just sitting and waiting for that Kimura. If he can avoid the takedown, which I'm sure he knows is coming now.
NZIRAWA's last 3 fights at EFC Africa have all gone the distance.
Oh, it's Donald here, just throw up the knee every once in a while. If Regis closes that gap, he can catch him. Regis backing him into the cage corner, and again, sets it up with strikes, gets the takedown. Donald's got the underhook in this time, though. Regis has got his hands clasped. He's going to drag him to the ground.
Third time, he slammed him down.
And inside control is Regis. Ideal position for him to start working from.
Also see Regis' gas tank, if he's got one. His debut fight goes to the third round. It's obviously something they train for, Dirk. The athletes are supremely conditioned. So we all know the adrenaline kicks in, the big lights. It can affect your performance come the latter rounds.
And now in the full guard, there's no doubt, Sears. a lot of the athletes feel that it doesn't matter how much you train and how much you try and simulate a fight in training and sparring hard. It's so different, the nerves and just the anticipation and walking out here. It's a completely different thing. So you can train for it as much as possible, but it's a totally different stage to actually get out here and perform in this high-pressure environment.
Well, those are factors you can't control, are they? That's the problem when preparing for a fight.
Regis in the full guard. He hasn't looked to pass. He looks very comfortable from here. Mixing up and picking his shots to the head and shots to the body. And Donald not really doing much except trying to set up that Kimura, but he hasn't been successful with so far. Closest he got was probably towards the end of that first round, the second round rather.
Yeah. Oh, Regis finds the target with that one.
Very, very busy is Regis. He is certainly finding his mark.
NZIRAWA's going to have to make something happen here, considering it's 1-1 in terms of rounds.
Donald is trying. He's got that left wrist trap. But Regis manages to just work it free.
MUYAMBO.
Watch the art next and walking up. Keep your elbows close. Throw a couple of bombs. Posture if you want to.
Near his corner telling him to posture up when he wants to. He has to let his hands go a bit. But he still doesn't want to make a mistake. He's picking his shots and they are landing.
They are landing. Not major damage, but the judges will like it.
Great display of ground and pound by Regis. Textbook stuff. Elbows nice and close, landing his shots one after the other, mixing the strikes up.
That's Sean DeLange, 20, making his debut now, 19-year-old making his debut. It bodes well for the sport, Dirk. They'll be getting these MMA athletes coming through.
Good guys that are crazy good. Drickus du Plessis, also a youngster in the middleweight division.
Insane talent.
We always talk about that new breed of athlete. It's the guys that come through without a traditional base in anything else, and those are going to be the future stars of the sport, the guys that start training purely in MMA from day one.
Regis picks his shots, finds the mark.
No venom behind those punches, even though he's not really making a lot of space to throw. He's definitely landing, and he's landing hard. Mixing it up, 2 to the body, 1 to the head, 2 to the head, 1 to the body. Stays very busy, and that's something that referee Vic Swart will have a look at. As long as the guys are staying busy, there's no need to stand him up, and he is certainly working as Regis.
NZIRAWA's going to do something.
A minute odd remaining. It doesn't seem like he's had an answer for the onslaught of Regis so far.
Not at all. Another shot finds the target from Regis MUYAMBO.
Yuri's corner letting him know when the guard is open and when it's closed. And again, he tries to dive for that Kimura, but with 20 seconds to go.
Feel that Regis edging towards the W here, Dirk.
Again, with 15 odd seconds to go.
NZIRAWA looking for the submission, but no success.
Now Regis is free. This has been a dominant display of ground and pound for the better part of the last 2 rounds by Regis.
Goes the distance yet again. Donald NZIRAWA involved in a 3-rounder. Has Regis MUYAMBO done enough to convince the judges?
I certainly think he has. There's no doubt that NZIRAWA won that first round, and then the next 2 rounds just very dominant by Regis. Great display of the takedown and then just working ground and pound and staying busy enough for the referee not to ever question whether he should stand it up.
It's up to the judges now after that 3-round battle.
And of course, takedowns also score very big in the judges' books.
One Plan Health Insurance brings you the action replay.
Those big takedowns by Regis. And as soon as he got it to the floor, it has to be said, Donald really didn't have an answer for it. And from there, Regis landed shot after shot, mixing his punches up, kept Donald guessing.
Showed so much composure, didn't he?
A lot of composure, a lot of power, and a very dominant display of ground and pound for those last 2 rounds. Not once was he in trouble for that dreaded Kimura that Donald does have in his arsenal. Kept it close, kept it tight, and picked his shots.
It's up to the judges now here at EFC Africa 25. Shane the Duke Wellington has the official results.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for a decision. The judges have scored this contest 29-28, 29-28, and 29-28, declaring the winner by unanimous decision, Regis MUYAMBO.
You must be a very happy man, but you had to work for it hard after that first round.
Yes, I did. He had me in a pretty bad position. My coach has told me everything to do. Stayed calm and, yeah, worked through it.
Well, in that first round, you must have had quite a bit of confidence going into the second that he wasn't actually able to finish you from that position.
That's true, yes, yeah. I hurt my rib somewhere in the second round, so then I had to play it safe and just hold him down and try ground and pound and stay busy.
Well, it was a very dominant display of ground and pound. Congratulations, victory on debut. Your winner, ladies and gentlemen, Regis MUYAMBO.
A superb display from the debutant, just 19 years of age. Regis MUYAMBO showed some great composure to get the W over Donald NZIRAWA.